Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. TGIF, Friday Fraud Law Review. This is a doozy, guys. Major potential penalties, including incarceration, appropriately so. But what's interesting is this is an older person. She's 70. I'm not going to go into the name because she's only been arraigned in April 2024. She hasn't been, found guilty and all that. So she has the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, which I think is a very, very important due process right we have. Okay, so this is in the Northern District of New York. This person is from Pulaski. And according to the indictment, she is accused, and she's 70 years old, accused of applying for multiple credit cards and loans using the personal identification information, including the Social Security number of other individuals, including her deceased husband. According to the indictment, she used the scheme that she was involved in here to obtain lines of credit and loans, which she had no intention of ever repaying. She is accused of stealing thousands of dollars from several different financial institutions over the course of several years. So this wasn't even a one-time poor judgment, maybe a little dementia setting in. It says that the bank fraud charges against her carry a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. It's quite some time, particularly when you're 70, and a fine of up to $1 million. The part of the crime where she allegedly misused a Social Security number carries a maximum sentence of 5 years and a fine of up to $250,000. We've seen those before in some of the other reports. Now, I wonder, would that, I assume for every Social Security number she used illegally would be subject to that, that prison sentence and that fine if they were going to do the prison sentences consecutively versus concurrently. Concurrently is always a big laugh, like, oh, just do it 20 times at once, then you only get the 5 years because you may as well. She is also subject to mandatory, if she gets convicted, of course, mandatory sentence of 2 years in prison. So although there's a maximum of 30, there's a mandatory minimum, it looks like, of 2 years. And this is for the aggravated identity theft count, which would be served in addition to any punishment for the other charges of conviction. And she will also be subject to a term of supervised release of up to 5 years after her release from prison. So, I wish they would report when they sentence these things. I don't know that they do because I check in here quite a bit, but maybe I don't know. I don't think they do. I don't see like a follow-up article. So does the person get convicted? Will there be a report? And I'm really curious about what the sentence will be. I see that 2-year minimum for the aggravated identity theft count, mandatory minimum. So, and then the bank fraud charges, maximum of 30 years. Now that's a maximum. Does that mean they can give her 0? Maybe they can give her 2 years to cover the one mandatory and then just let everything else be covered by that. Don't know what they're going to do given her age, but I'm curious as to how long. When they said several years, is that, 5 is several, right? Or is it 15? Or is it 30? Who knows? That's a real shame, a real shame. Anyway, thought that one was interesting, guys. 70-year-old broad, doing this kind of stuff, getting caught finally. They said it's been going on for years, so I don't know what took them so long. And what's going to be the sentence for this senior? Alrighty, I guess we'll find out. Bye, guys.